HarperAudio Australia presents Begin End Begin, a Love Oz YA anthology. Edited by Danielle Binks and read by Mitchell Bourke and India Rose O'Reilly. Dear listener, books are family. Books are community. Characters come into our lives and we're invited to walk beside them. An author welcomes us into the world they've created, a view into their mind's eye. Any book you hold was nurtured by many hands: early readers, agents, publishers, editors, illustrators, designers, typesetters, printers, publicists, librarians, teachers. The list goes on and on. Books create communities, bringing together characters, ideas, writers, words, and readers. This book was created by community. In 2015, the Australian Library and Information Association, ALIA, surveyed public libraries to find out the list of top 10 most borrowed books. It was disappointing to find only 2 Australian titles featured in the young adult category, which was overwhelmed by American books, many bolstered by blockbuster film adaptations. Our community's response was the creation of #LoveAusYA, a hashtag coined to harness the conversation and talk about our love of Australian young adult literature, to champion our stories. Love Oz YA was born from readers and writers and all who love Australia's national youth literature. It was not born out of patriotism or a rejection of international voices. Far from it. Love Oz YA has been about the inclusion of voices. And it has been a movement, as the name suggests, about love. This was the spur to create #LoveAusYA. Not only an anthology, but an entire movement devoted to the promotion of Australian creators and their stories. This book is a love letter to that movement and all who got behind it. I hope you enjoy it as much as we loved creating it. Danielle Binks. One Small Step by Amie Kaufman. Read for you by India Rose O'Reilly. Before. You have a letter from Harvard, my mum said, standing at the kitchen counter and tearing open a foil packet for lunch. I didn't know the Postal Service made it all the way to Mars, Dad chimed in, raising his hands in preemptive self-defense. He's been making that joke at least since I was born, and presumably longer, so that's a minimum of 17 years in circulation, or 9 if you're counting in Martian. Oh, I said, careful to keep my tone neutral. Usual offer? Usual offer, Mum agreed. They have a great medical program, and they have a really excellent student-teacher ratio. A lot of the teaching happens face-to-face. That's very rare on Earth. I struggled for a response that didn't sound completely unenthusiastic. I wasn't in the mood for the usual talk about my future. That's good to know. I bet that's important. I was already backing towards the door. Zeta, this can't wait any longer, she said. The networks are jostling for your first interview once you've made your decision. Harvard's the best offer yet. There really isn't much to think about. I have inspection duty, and I needed to get out of that conversation. We'd been dancing around this issue for months, and the walls were narrowing in on me. I was in a world of hurry up when all I wanted to do was slow down. Dad called after me as I grabbed my gear from the tub by the door. My pressure suit is made just for me, tight enough to stop my body
Sample complete. Ready to continue?